I usually ask first, don't throw anything. The two managers are back there, so if you like RAAPID, great. If you don't, we can chat after. But thank you, Noreen and Michael Hill. We did speak a few months back and really wondering how we could help the situation. So go through a few slides really quick as a summary, but then also just have a lot more dialogue and see how we could help the process and get those benchmarks going. So the referral process, so really RAAPID, for those who don't know, is just basically a call center that acts as a central intake or a hub to try to connect physicians to physicians for a higher level of care, either consultation or transfer of a patient. So really, the call comes in, it's triaged by an RN, usually with years of emergency experience. And then all the flows and all the processes to triage are actually built by the physician services. So we go to the neuro groups in each zone, we go to the cardiology groups, and all of our flows are actually built based on what they want and how they want our consults to actually run. A lot of people always say, well, RAAPID's process doesn't work. Well, RAAPID's process is actually built with the service. What we want to do then later is go back to the service and continually improve on those if there are issues, and that's why we're here today. Just a little bit more information with regards to the conferencing and all that. So we do conference, as Dr. Hill mentioned. We use our phones all the time, and we are recorded, and no issues with that, and with cell phones and everything. So just to add to the further fruitful dialogue about pre-registration and pre-notification. So there is an elephant in the room, and Noreen was gracious enough to give us the feedback she got during the engagement provincially, and that is, why can't a nurse call RAAPID? So nothing's gotten thrown, so that's good. So really, historically, so I joined RAAPID about 2 years ago, so I'll just say it's not my fault. Historically, again, what we've always been is a physician-to-physician service, right? And what we really have to do is change with the times, right? And really work with the sites to provide that best care for those patients. So really, we've always been very rigorous on, it has to be a physician talking to a physician. But in the small rural site that doesn't have a physician that's actually driving in and there's one nurse taking care of that patient, we need to be able to flex a little bit more and really understand that there's various points in time in the referral process for RAAPID. There's the triage at the outset, there's the conferencing where, depending on the consultant, they may say, I'll talk to anybody who has eyes on the patient. And then again, you're adding that value to that consultation and to the care at the other end. And really looking at in the information that we collect. So a lot of times we say, well, we can't take it from a nurse to say, is the patient stable? I'm a nurse, and I think I could provide that information, so I'm sure everybody else at the sites can do that as well. Just some RAAPID work as a glance. This is a high level for the dates there. So we did 51,000 referrals over that year period with the top services there, stroke being number 12 in volume. We are not mandated, and that's okay. There's no plan for that. But we do a lot of volume. And then the dispositions on the side where, so 29% of our calls are actually advice calls. So that's where really the patients can stay in their home community, cared for in their home community. And that's, for us, a really good value add for the system and for the patients and families. From a stroke perspective, the data is all on Tableau, and I'll actually provide some of the links to Noreen for the meeting, but you could drill down by zone. So here we have the distribution by zones, by stroke calls that RAAPID processes. So a pretty good spread across, and sometimes mostly reflective on where neurology is in the other zones. So South Zone has some good neurology presence, Red Deer. So that's why a little bit of a variation in terms of the call volume. So what can we offer? So really, I think Darla mentioned the word parallel, and that's really what we've been seeing at RAAPID is things occurring in series are always going to add time. And so the ability to either pre-alert, pre-register, and pre-notify, even transport modalities, it really allows us to provide a really good flow of care. So that's really what we want to do and what we can add value to. So right now, we actually collect and track a lot of data, a lot of information, and we could fax it and send it to really anyone in the province. So I'll just show an example of a triage fax. So this is not a real patient that I created, with a sending site of Jasper. And so, for example, this would be a patient that would present in Jasper with stroke symptoms, and the decision might be to transfer the patient to Hinton for a scan. And so this is all routine information we actually collect on patients, and it is easily faxable then to the triage in Hinton to be able to potentially pre-register that patient and get the CT scanner up, flicking the switch on, and then starting the process even before the patient gets there. So that's just a quick example of, the stuff that we collect and then how we can help provide that parallel process and that pre-notification to the groups. And so really that is the quick thing, and really I think the value is going to be the discussion from people on how we could help out and do things for you guys.
Great. Thank you very much, John.